Fellas, AC here, welcome to another video. This time it's part 2 of the video where I discussed 10 designer fragrances which are so well made that they are basically niche quality fragrances. They are tremendous value for money. This time it's part 2 because the part 1 I think was very well received. I can judge from your comments. Your comments are amazing. It's already crossed 6,500. So I thought I'll do the part 2 straight away because people would be interested. Some of you have mentioned fragrances that are in this list. So let's get started, right? There are 11 fragrances, but I'm calling it top 10. So let's start with the fragrance which I haven't reviewed. So the first 3 I haven't reviewed. The last 8 I've reviewed. So if you're interested, you can check out the detailed reviews. Now, I'll start with the fragrance which is from a house which is making a massive resurgence. It used to be in the 90s, it used to be the house. When Tom Ford used to be the creative director of that house, he came up with amazing fragrances. The house is Gucci. The fragrance, this will surprise you, is Gucci Guilty Pour Homme Cologne. This fragrance is not rated very highly by a lot of people. And the reason, the fragrance has the opening which really throws you off your rocker. But when the fragrance dries down, that's when the magic happens. I have to review this fragrance very soon because this is ideal for this sort of weather. In between weather, this is kind of getting towards late summer. We're at the moment having weather which is reminiscent of late October. You know, it's very muggy. Most of the times it's overcast and it's raining all the time for the last 1 week. And I've been enjoying this weather, this fragrance. It's basically a shock factor. It's got a huge shock factor. This fragrance has got a green element, so cypress and heliotrope. It's got this bright lemony side which is making it smell like a cologne. You think you're smelling a cologne, it should smell like a cologne, it's not a cologne. So I'll do a full review, but from a creative standpoint, this one fragrance will absolutely convince you that if you like creative, sort of off the league kind of fragrance, this will be a brilliant reward. And what's the most important thing? Since this fragrance is not very popular, you can have it for about, what, 20 pounds, 30 pounds max on eBay if you look. If you like unconventional fragrances, masculine fragrances. What a fantastic juniper berry as well. You should try this. This is out and out niche quality fragrance in terms of complexity and concept. Outstanding. You won't get it in compliments and it'll shock you if you're not used to complex fragrances. Fantastic pick for people who like creative fragrances. Next one on my list has no such problems. It is creatively brilliant. It was released about 21 years ago. The fragrance is by Annick Menado. She is an absolute genius. And she created basically an esoteric concept. And that concept is so well made. Many fragrances have copied it. It's basically Bulgari Black. This is an out and out conceptually a niche fragrance. Basically this fragrance, as you can see, tries to replicate rubber or city life. I would call it a city life. It smells like walking through a fast-paced city. So you'll smell rubber, tires, you'll smell makeup, you'll smell food-like smell, flowers. It's like walking through a city, quite literally. And this is an amazing fragrance, basically based around tea, note of tea, amber, vanilla, many other notes. I'll do a full review very soon. It's ideal for autumn. And it's so high quality and conceptually so brilliant. You can have this, enjoy this. This is basically an androgynous fragrance. It has no affinity towards any of the sexes. Women and men can wear this. It is a fine, very fine example of master perfumery. Bulgari Black, one of a kind, right? And doesn't cost a lot of money. The third one that I haven't reviewed, and I'll review this. This fragrance is so beautifully made that even a Roger Dove tries to do this. It's an outstanding fragrance, really well made vetiver. It is Tom Ford Grey Vetiver Eau de Parfum. This is basically a vetiver fragrance with grapefruit, one of the finest grapefruit. Man, one sniff is what tells you that this fragrance belongs to a man with style, successful man with style, elegant man. Yeah, this fragrance has one of the most juiciest, milkiest, greenest vetiver. When I say milky, don't take it literally like milk, but you know, that milky feel. rich, luxurious, masculine. Roger Dove's Vetiver tries to do this, and Roger Dove costs 250. This will cost you about 100. Absolutely fantastic pick. One of the best Tom Ford signature line fragrances. Next on my list is a Chippy, and it does a fabulous concept. Incense and vanilla. How do you do incense and vanilla together? There are very few fragrances that do that concept. This one does it so beautifully, and it's a Chippy. It is Zadig and Voltaire. This is him. Absolutely fantastic. Creative masterpiece. Ideal for autumn. I've done a review. When I did the review, the first thing happened was many of you got interested. And when you came back and you said that you've tried it, many of you were as impressed as I was. You should really try this fragrance. One of a kind, incense, woody, vanillic fragrance. Extremely well made, fully synthetic. Yeah, but conceptually, the concept, it's so unique and so well made, you'll really enjoy it. Don't judge it based on its opening. Wait till it dries down and you'll see how beautifully this fragrance has been made. It's an outstanding fragrance for very little money. Next one is a Chippy as well. And it is a Lalique. It's one of the best Lalique fragrances I've smelled. It's Lalique's Encre Noire à l'extrême. This is Natalie Lawson's finest work. Cypress, elemi, incense, and vetiver. It's a vetiver fragrance with those three notes. It's magic, you know. Elemi. So basically resinous, lemony, incensey smell combined with vetiver, which is dry and arid and grassy. At the same time with cypress, green medicinal herbal element. Such a beautiful fragrance for so little money. But I do understand that Laliques are not cheap everywhere. I've done a full review of this one. Well, from now on, every fragrance I'm showing you, I've fully reviewed them. Check it out. Absolutely fantastic autumn fragrance. Really, really good. Won't get you any compliments, I think, because it doesn't project so much, but it'll give you a lot of joy. Next one is a class in a bottle. It was released back in the 1990s. It's got 3 woody notes. If you like woody fragrances, this fragrance will really, really impress you. It is Chanel Egoiste EDT. What a classy fragrance this is, guys. Absolute class in a bottle. This is a CEO fragrance. Basically, it's a fragrance based around sandalwood. But there are 2 more woods, I think. Ebony wood and Brazilian rosewood combined with a fantastic cinnamon. It's like celebratory, powerful, well-cultured, well-heeled gentleman. Slightly mature, so if you're in the 20 bracket, you probably won't like it. Maybe you will. But Chanel's Egoiste is one must-have fragrance for people who have a sort of a class about themselves. They're very well-cultured, slightly well-heeled. Egoiste. This is niche quality fragrance. This was niche before niche was launched, right? So Chanel Egoiste is one of a kind masculine woody fragrance. You should try this if you haven't. Next on my list is a Chippy, and it's been so beautifully made. It's a tobacco fragrance. The tobacco note in this fragrance is at the same level at Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. Absolutely stunning fragrance, beautifully made. Full review done. It is Aramis Tobacco Reserve. This thing is so cheap, but when you smell this, it is unbelievably nice. Unbelievably high quality, beautifully blended. This fragrance is outstanding. Man, this is tobacco, tonka, and herbs, spicy herbs. Can't remember exactly, but I think it's rosemary. Done a full review, can't remember the exact herb, but I'm just smitten by the strength, the longevity, the performance, the quality, the execution of this fragrance. Doesn't cost a lot of money. One of the best buys if you like tobacco fragrances. Masculine tobacco fragrances. Ideal for cold or coolish weather. Ideal for any occasion. This is stunning. Absolutely stunning. The tobacco note is one hell of a tobacco note, I tell you. Talking about tobacco fragrances. The next one is a honey tobacco fragrance. It's the fragrance which exemplifies how honey tobacco should be done. Yeah, most honey tobacco fragrances like Herod, they're too sweet, and I just get bored of it. But this tobacco, honey tobacco, is what honey tobacco should be. It's an outstanding fragrance. It is by Hugo Boss. It's called Hugo Boss number 1. There are 24 notes in this fragrance. This fragrance is magical. Soapy oak moss coupled with tobacco, honey, amber, artemisia, patchouli, musk. There's so many notes. There's so many things going on in this fragrance. And look at the bottle. It's got a pinstripe on. This is a power fragrance. It exudes power, masculine power. This is Gordon Gekko scent, you know. If you're one of those guys who has tremendous personality, force of personality, try this. This is not your panty dropper. This is not for people who are looking for external gratification. This is self-belief in a bottle. This is masculine fragrance. Done a full review. This is one of my very early reviews. Excuse me. So the audiovisual quality won't be very good, but I poured my heart into this fragrance because this resonates with some of the work suits I wear. Sometimes when I am in powerful meetings, that's when I want to wear this. This is power. This smells powerful. So Hugo Boss number 1, if you're into powerful scents, if you want to project yourself, that's when you bring this out. Next one is a power scent. This is again one of those fragrances who's absolutely self-confident. This guy basically doesn't care much about anybody, right? But it's very kind and it's going to help everybody, but he doesn't interfere with anybody. This guy believes in himself. This one is one of my absolute favorites. Dior Homme Parfum. Now, Dior Homme Intense is equally nice. And this is probably one of the best iris-based fragrances. But this is my personal favorite from the Dior Homme line. And if you like Dior Homme Intense, absolutely, I totally agree with you. It's just my personal preference. Leather. This is iris, absolutely. So lipsticky iris is there, but the main thing is the leather. One of the best leather fragrances. Oud as well. There's the sweet, syrupy thickness about it, but there's nothing cheap about this fragrance. This is one of those fragrances that just bowls me over. I mean, this is serious personality, you know. This won't walk up to a woman and say, "Hello, I'm so and so." This is basically a guy standing in the corner staring at a woman. Maybe not staring, but just quick glance at her. Come and talk to me if you want to. It just is super confident, you know. This doesn't chase anybody. Everybody chases this guy. That's the kind of fragrance. I love this fragrance. Next 2. So done 9. Next on my list is Dior again. This is again one of those beautiful concepts, you know, which will really surprise you. Barbershop fragrance with a twist. It is Sauvage Parfum 2012. 2017 is equally nice. Oh, this is earthy, chocolatey, dark barbershop. Normally barbershop fragrances are sharp lavender, right? Lemony. This one is not sharp. This is creamy, smooth, rich. One of a kind. This is an outstanding fragrance, guys. And the concept itself, I mean, the execution is fantastic. The concept is niche through and through. Last on the list is Chippy. This is what I'm wearing today. It's basically a fragrance that speaks about aristocratic behavior, aristocratic lifestyle. Yeah, it's inspired by Hunter's leather jacket. Some of you will have guessed it. I've done a full review. I've done the comparison as well. It is Guerlain Habit Rouge EDT. This is my favorite version. The EDP has got vanilla, which I don't think fits the concept. But if you like the EDP, you like the EDP. I like the EDT. This has got vanilla as well, but this has got a fabulous lemon. Absolutely bursting with life lemon, with leather, vanilla, or maybe it's got benzoin. And it's got carnation, which makes the fragrance slightly dated. So if you're of the mature age group, you should go for this. Doesn't cost a lot of money, but the moment you smell this is so wonderful in concept and so beautifully executed. This is nothing less of a niche quality fragrance in concept, in execution, but it will only appeal to people who like slightly dated, because of carnation, masculine fragrances. Summertime is the best time to wear this. I love it in summer because that lemon just bursts out and just announces itself. Tremendous projection and performance. Even the new ones are great. So that's the list. Hope you like the review. Hope you like the list, and I absolutely would love to hear from you what you think is your favorite niche fragrance. And if you haven't watched the part 1, do watch it. I'll put a link at the end of this video to part 1 as well. Have a good day. Bye-bye.